phase. Obviously very versatile, pretty good hero in the off lane for Ohio, could also be in the mid for Abed, and now that just kind of opens up that morph lane too. I wonder how early Liquid are willing to pick this thing. The only problem is he has no flexibility. I mean, sure, you might be able to send a mid in certain matchups, but you can't guarantee it, especially with the first pick.
I mean, I'm not sure if they'll go with the Morphling again. Fnatic could just ban it right here if they're really scared by it. I like the ban from the Broodmother. That makes sense. The Shadow Demon ban coming out as well for Fnatic. Just not wanting to play up against that hero, not wanting to have to deal with when any illusion-based type thing is going on for Liquid. But Tiny's available. Do they pick it first too? We'll see. They won't stay.
Oh no, he got banned, my friend. He was the very first ban. But yeah, the Wyvern, very good. Shadow Demon removed. She's probably, I think she's still the best 5 overall. Obviously, Liquid have done some Shadow Demon strats, much like OG have been playing quite a bit recently, so they're kind of onto that hero. But the vast majority of teams find Wyvern to be the king or the queen, as it were. Look at that crown.
Even before those changes too, and the last, like, I don't know if it was the last mini patch, the patch that was right after Dota Pit, I think. Hero was super strong then. Cold Embrace, very good. Winter's Curse. I mean, just in general, I think the hero is strong. We also, it's also interesting because we see the hero played in the off lane too. Sometimes it's very, very flexible. Oh, they didn't actually ban this hero.
Yeah, that was the first phase. God tier Ohio hero.
Yeah, this is great for him. And then we'll go for the DJ Tusk again, despite not having the best performance in game 1. Although I don't think that was necessarily a him issue, more of a we're getting kind of rolled issue from Liquid.
Isn't that kind of fascinating that they banned the Ogre instead of the Beastmaster? That's really interesting to me, as to how they feel like that hero can help Fnatic to, like, maybe because they play some weird tankier heroes. Like, a lot of the times that Bristleback or that Medusa was being enabled by the Ogre. Like, giving it that Bloodlust takes a hero that's balanced to be very tanky but not do a lot of damage, and kind of tweaks that by adding a lot of damage onto the hero. Plus, it's another really annoying and abusive kind of position for that's hard to handle. So instead, they leave the Beastmaster and they protect themselves with the first phase winner Wyvern, because that hero's super good against Beastmaster. Like, absolutely destroys the hero. His inner Beast Aura is going to help annihilate his own teammates. And then we have the legendary Matumba Man Lone Druid.
Yeah, this is quite the hero. There's the Matumba Man Lycan, the Broodmother, and then, of course, the Matumba Man Lone Druid. And, I mean, this is a bit dangerous in terms of taking towers, in terms of getting an advantage. This Lone Druid seems like it might be pretty strong here for Team Liquid.
Just the playbook. This is like the Matumba Man Broodmother / Lone Druid kind of strategy, where he has flexibility in terms of the laning stage. He's not on a sacrificial hero. And it kind of tends to put Miracle on maybe more of a playmaker. You might see him on something like that, like Puckish, Queen of Painish kind of style. Obviously, Puck's removed, but something like that, where now Miracle gets to be this kind of insane space maker and show off some of his more flashier skill set.
I think it is in the realm of comfort for Fnatic, though. We talked about them relying on these tanky heroes, and Beastmaster Tusk certainly fit the bill. I'm excited to see the Beastmaster. I think is he still kind of first ban material across the board? Is that fair, or is he come down in the ranks a little bit?
No, he's up there.
He's still that big beast.
Yeah,
I like it.
I mean, that level 7, man. You just roar somebody, you bring out the big creep.
Yeah,
terrifying.
Elder Smasher just suddenly comes out of nowhere and thunderclaps.
Although, yeah, that has slowed down a bit because we see more levels in the Axes now, so it feels like people have shifted over there because of the tweak. So the hero's definitely not as strong as he was at Dota Pit, I would say, but yeah, he's still way up there.
We do see the occasional max of Wild Axes. I don't think that'll happen in this game, but against something like, if a Tide Hunter were to come out, we've seen Beastmasters dominate that kind of 1v1 where you just axe destroy him. That is a Warlock for Fnatic, though. They have some serious team fight coming out on this dire side.
Well, that's interesting. A Warlock, so possible dual offlane with the Warlock and the Beastmaster. Maybe we'll see a sustainable position 1 for Envy, like a Lifestealer or Lycan kind of thing, and then this will be able to try and pressure down onto that safe lane.
So, yeah, the dual aggressive offlane. Not to mention, like I said, you have good team fight, you have good sustain. It makes you beefier because of the Shadow Word, I suppose, which is what we've been talking about a lot.
Yeah, the whole having the golems up against the Winter's Curse. So being able to try and create some sort of a counterplay into that so they can't capitalize and position themselves well during it. Obviously, it's not going to do too much in terms of stopping the damage that Beastmaster and allies will be inflicting onto whoever gets cursed, but we'll have to see.
I've not seen this hero in quite some time. This Warlock. I don't even know if he's being picked in competitive. I didn't see it at... obviously, I didn't get to see much of the Perfect World Masters, but it's been
Coddle. Ooh.
Wow.
He's still good team fight, right? All the same things you remember from Warlock. Big giant ultimate to help break up team fights. Good push to punish with the golem afterwards. It fits the bill for sustainability. A great laner, but does have some of those issues that if you have the burst damage with a hero like Night Stalker, he can get picked on in the lane.
Yeah.
That is interesting, though. The Night Stalker for GH. I was thinking the Keeper of the Light, to be honest. I was kind of feeling more on that route. Maybe give that to GH, but the Night Stalker obviously adds a lot of roam potential because they already have the Winter Wyvern, so you would have been pretty passive if you had Wyvern and Coddle. But we've all seen this Coddle Lone Druid kind of strat where they hit that Ag's timing, and they're so good at it, and they just destroy your whole base. But now... he'll be hunting in the back lines to grab that Warlock. He's going to be flying over the trees, silencing him up, and just like pummeling on top of him. Also a natural urn builder, so he can still help with a lot of their own push if they get a little bit of an early game lead here. So
there it is.
Good start, and yeah, not shocking at all, of course, with the Medusa band out. I thought that Razor Band was going to be the Bristle instead, but they're more concerned about having the static link, I guess, this game.
Yeah, so Liquid could see it. I guess, like you mentioned, they're really not as concerned of the Bristleback. I mean,
Doom is hype.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Get the Silver Edge hero. Pretty nice. Shut down someone else with the Doom.
And then Bristle just has a rough game.
Yeah. Could also be a Mind Control Faceless Void, or would also be okay.
Ooh, yeah. He's played that a lot recently, too, even in Midas mode. I really liked it. Batrider instead is going to be the choice, which should be his hero, I guess. Mind Control.
Likely. I mean, what do we have? A Miracle Batrider in Midas mode? That was pretty fun.
That was hype.
Maybe. I mean, it's not outside the realm, honestly. This could easily be like a mid Batrider or something like that. I think S4 was also playing it relatively recently. I think that was Midas mode too. But...
Yes, it was. So, I mean, we'll see. Like you said, probably going to be Mind Control in the off lane, but this is it sets you up pretty well for Liquid in terms of their team fight, in terms of getting pickoffs. My real question is, it's really what is the Miracle hero? What is the Abed hero? Is I think my biggest question. What do they pick in this mid lane for Abed for Fnatic?
Currently, the lanes are super flexible because they have the Batrider and the Lone Druid. Like I said, Batrider mid is definitely a little bit more back than it used to be. Lone Druid can be in the mid, the safe lane, or even the off lane. You don't want to send anyone in a 1v1 versus Lone Druid or Batrider. And this is one of the things that's super good for your draft if you don't have the final pick. You want to create two problem lanes that Fnatic can't just like find some crazy solution and like win all three lanes or something like that. I think with a Lone Druid and a Batrider, that seems super unlikely. So you have a combination of Batrider and Night Stalker possibly working together to create a kill lane against someone. You have just this obnoxious Lone Druid mid who you can't gank. Maybe like even the Tusk with like Snowball and Shards might not be able to force him down. So Liquid kind of, even though they don't have the last pick, they've still created some situation where either Miracle or Matubba Man should get pretty good early game farm.
What do you think about potential position 1 Venge for Fnatic? Is that too crazy? Take something to counter the Batrider. They've already got a pretty high-tempo lineup. Just seal the deal with locking in the lanes and putting on a lot of pressure?
I would think that this will probably end up being a Warlock and Bristleback playing into whatever they want to shut down on Liquid. I could see like Envy and the Warlock working together, maybe giving Ohio the solo safe lane. And so I would guess that they should be going for something a little bit more risky for Abed, like the Invoker. That's a good example with that band there. Someone that can abuse that space, because with a Tusk and a Beastmaster and a Warlock and a Bristle, they should be able to drive away a lot of that attention from the mid lane and give Abed some space.
That's a fair point. Now the
Like even the
Gyrocopter,
Storm.
Oh man,
a lot of AoE for Liquid.
Yeah.
Really good team fight here.
I think so too. I think it's a great hero to try to get this game going early on in terms of taking a good team fighter too, maybe trying to bring down this Bristleback, but there won't be that Silver Edge carry like you talked about. I don't think anyway for Liquid against the Bristleback. Not that
we might see Gyro get it, honestly.
Think so?
It's
possible.
Yeah, it's a little funky, but it's possible. I was kind of thinking Beastmaster could be mid, but I guess that is really crazy.
Yeah, that.
I feel like he's better in just a 1v1 lane or something on like the side.
I think you're right. I think you're totally right about that. What is
So
the
if
pick
I'm-
here, though?
If I'm Fnatic, I'm assuming that it's the lone druid mid. That's at least what it looks like for now.
Yep.
And
there it
Storm.
is. I wanted this last game, but this game I think works out as well for Fnatic. I actually like it a lot.
It feels worrisome that their draft is so predictable. Is that like?
Yeah.
It's not a good sign when we're calling a lot of these things. You know, I always feel bad for a team when I know a lot of their picks. I don't know. Obviously, they're confident with it, and that's what they like. And it's better to be doing things that you've been playing a lot than to do stuff you haven't played at all. But I feel like a lot of teams surprise me with picks, and I go, "Oh, that's like really smart. Like they must be scrimming with this, and like they've practiced this kind of stuff." But for Fnatic, it feels like it's all just laid out. You know?
Yeah. I mean, there is a comfort thing, I suppose, but
it goes both ways. I think Trent is on the right track, though. That like with Liquid, for example, they'll pull out different picks very regularly. You know, like pretty. Oh, is he going to pick Slark? No way. Miracle picks Slark. Okay, Miracle's playing Slark, right? We saw that at Dota Pit a lot, where they really have a high propensity for variation. And Fnatic, it seems like that's not quite the case. Seems like an okay game for the Storm Spirit, though. Obviously, Bat Rider, Night Stalker, pretty good at locking down the Storm. But Abed has some options here, and I think with good positioning, this could end up being an RA game for the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, and I'm not being totally fair to Fnatic either. Like, they were playing Envy Beastmaster a couple months ago, so I guess there was a chance that could have been him this game, and maybe they mixed up with some, like, last pick thing, and they've done Envy Bat Rider. They've kind of mixed up between him and Ohio in the past, so perhaps they weren't comfortable with a lot of mix-up that they were doing, and that obviously they've made it to a couple lands now, so whatever they're doing is certainly working better than what they had before.
Yeah.
And it looks like it'll be exactly what we were talking about in terms of laning.
Yeah, I think, I will say...
Oh, except it is the mid, well, with the gyro pick, yeah, I would agree with the mid gyro over the mid Matumba man.
Yeah, that makes sense, but I will say, though, the Warlock pick was a bit of a surprise. I mean, yeah, all of the other heroes are our comfort heroes for Fnatic, I think, but Pilot playing the Warlock was not something I expect because it was a hero that I haven't really seen a lot of recently. But
it used to be a big one for Pilot though.
Yeah.
Like, I remember back in the phase of Warlock, he was one of the most consistent. So, it makes sense in terms of, like, creating two strong side lanes. These are some pretty obnoxious heroes to play against.
Yeah, they're still going to have to deal with a lone druid. They're going to have to deal with the gyro mid, like you talked about, which is always frightening, especially Max's homing missile. You have GH roaming around, especially when it gets to nighttime. So, Highlight I don't know if he's going to really be able to help Envy. He might have to sit mid, maybe for Abed for early. I mean, I don't even know if that's the case. I think they might just want to sit bottom with Highlight I'm not sure how you deal with some of these lanes.
Yeah, I think Pilot will just be bottom. It looks like in terms of Liquid's drafts, I would try and focus down the lone druid as much as possible and try and delay his Midas. That would be the best thing, in my opinion. And it feels like Liquid are just going to be giving tons of attention to the mid lane, just to make sure Miracle is a really good start. And when you look at Liquid's draft, we want to see what can GH do? Like, what lanes can he accomplish something in? Top lane? Not really. Maybe if there's a root at level 5, you can try and make a rotation. So he should just be playing between these two lanes. And currently they don't have the best vision. They can see both ramps here. So that is pretty good, actually. They also have little sight lines in here, so Fnatic should be aware of when Night Stalker's roaming down.
Yeah, they need some good vision. Keep an eye on him, and DJ will sit mid now for Abed. So it'll be the Warlock bottom as you predicted, but I think DJ's going to start here at the very beginning of this game. But even so, I think he might rotate out and go top, like you said, putting attention. But they will have the Arctic Burn. DJ might get caught. The Ice Shards nicely done for DJ. That'll keep him alive. He was getting chased down, and not enough damage to get either of those kills.
Been practicing his little turnaround shards.
I mean, DJ, despite like having a rough game last game, he did a couple of really great shards throughout the extent of the game, and I mean, with this type of hero, with this type of player with a high skill cap, it should be pretty good for DJ, even in this game.
Yeah, and with them bringing both supports mid early on, that meant that DJ is forced to be there. Obviously, he wants to give a lot of space to Abed in the first couple levels too, but that means that top lane, it's Ohio all alone. He's playing under the tower. He's been using these axes, spamming them out as much as he can, but he's being wrapped on pretty hard by GH.
Yeah, I mean, look how deep he is. He's pretty much under the tier 1 tower. Might be able to eat his way through. He has a Quelling Blade to get out of trouble, but GH is finally going to run it. It's just level 1 Void, which isn't that much damage, and he already has a Salve and 7 tank.
Oh yeah, he's got 5 armor too, so like, despite the positioning, GH is just like, I mean, there's a board too, and you still see how aggressive Ohio's playing. Like, he knew Night Stalker was there.
Yeah. So, I mean, Ohio's feeling pretty good. Like you mentioned, this is one of his best heroes in terms of what he can get done. This will leave the Mind Control Batrider up against the Envy Bristleback in the bottom lane. Envy does have a wand, obviously. This is kind of an interesting matchup. Envy's doing pretty well already, but I think Mind Control should still be fine, more than likely. Getting last hits, maybe?
Yeah, Battle of the Spammers. They both have wands. It's pretty awkward. It just gets into like a kill fight, right? Where like once one hero commits, the other commits. If you start stacking quills, I'm gonna start stacking napalm.
Yeah.
So one hero dies and the other one lives at like 10% HP.
It's going to be a bit of a battle, like you mentioned. We'll see. They will have some more supports coming in, like Hiroki is rotating down bottom. He will help out. Pylai, of course, has the Shadow Word, which is kind of the X factor in this engagement. As Pylai might get caught. He has stick charges, 4 sticky napalm stacks, and he might just die here. This is going to be your first blood going the way of Liquid, and now Envy's also in trouble. He will stick up Mind Control. He's got plenty of wand charges himself. The Snowball coming in. Mind Control, he's going to use those wand charges, but it might not keep him alive. The Shadow Word and one more auto attack are ticking him down. But again, it is first blood going for Liquid, and that's a big kill, as it's Mind Control that picks it up especially.
Yeah, good rotation from Kuro down there, and then it does at least make some space for Abed mid. He's 18-5 now.
Dang.
Looking pretty good.
That is a great start. I mean, he is having a great time in this mid lane for now. We'll see.
Top lane, Matamba Man 4.25, so that level 5, that's where we're going to look for the forcing out of the roots. See if he can just drive Ohio away or create an opportunity for GH to roam in. And I'm not even talking about Curl roaming it too, right? He is a Wyvern, so it's pretty obnoxious as well.
Yeah. He's just sitting bottom for now. It's turned into a try versus try down in the bottom lane, which could be pretty interesting given the heroes down here. They're going to look for Envy. They have Shadow Word. No, it's on cooldown for 3. Good Snowball save coming up, but the Firefly is going to do a lot of damage. Envy still getting caught. 5 stick charges with the Shadow Word coming in. Not going to save him, and DJ might be next. The Firefly, the Ice Shards, it will not save him in Mind Control. We'll find a double kill. Maybe gets the triple with Fire coming in. It's going to be Kuro that gets the last hit coming out. It's 3 dead in this bottom lane for Fnatic, and it's just too much damage, too much sustain to deal with here as Liquid run them all down.
Oh, meanwhile, mid.
Maybe they get this kill on Miracle. Snowball. Ice Shards is going to come through Miracle. It's off the homing missile. They need one more auto attack. Abed, he's going to use the Fairy Fire for Miracle. Keeps him alive. Ice Shards, he's going to salve up, and Miracle probably lives now. Oh, man, the Fairy Fire coming in. That's huge. Also getting the homing missile onto Abed just to make sure he can't chase any further. That's a really big kill. Just going by the wayside for Fnatic.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Miracle saw him place the ward. I think there was an uphill hit there, so possible that they're going to be aware of that as well and get that dewarded.
Yeah. In the meantime, they continue to put more pressure on Envy bottom lane. Now, I mean, I thought it was going really well for Fnatic at the first few minutes, but all of a sudden, that 3-hero kill down bottom makes things a lot more difficult if you're Fnatic, I think.
A lot of this will also be relying on Ohio. DJ, man, DJ's really good at these Ice Shard plays. Insane. I thought he was going to snowball up here from the vision from Ohio, and then he just shards up. I'm like, damn.
He's just making stylish plays, man. It's what he does, DJ. All style.
Yeah, it's a little harder to do that trick now, too.
Yeah,
but the big thing this game, I think, is you have Ohio, who doesn't need Blink, right? He can just make a play once he hits 6, whereas Mind Control, not only is he only level 4.5, so he's a bit behind the Beastmaster, he needs better itemization to actually make plays happen. So we're going to be looking for Ohio to be the person to kind of pick this game back up for Fnatic, and then in combination with the Bristleback, actually get some buildings down.
I mean, level 6 is going to be a huge turning point for this Beastmaster for Fnatic. They want to get a roar. Good Savage Roar, speaking of which, comes down into Ohio. He's actually mid-axis cast. DJ also had the Snowball ready. The Matamba Man, he still has 30 last hits. He's got 10 denies. He's playing really aggressively. He wants to get a root. This bear is so tanky, so tough to deal with at this point. And now another wrap coming in. GH has a ward. He'll see DJ. The Void will come in. That actually might keep DJ alive because they weren't really ready to set up their 4-kill at the very least.
Yeah, and he's just been abusing these bounty runs. GH keeps getting these too, so every time he's there ready for it.
3 at nighttime, not that bad. Nighttime is going to end though in about 1:45. DD rune will be picked up by Miracle. They have a couple of stacks around. I think just one stack actually for for Mind Control in this jungle. It's one of the hard camps being stacked up now. Abed's going to get chased down. He doesn't have his Ball Lightning to work with, but instead they're going to turn on DJ with the homing
Miracle's
missile.
insane.
Yeah, he's just
He's
under the
DD,
tier 1
but
tower.
damn,
He's
dude.
running to the Uber cliff. DJ is on the run. The snowball Sable team alive. The call down coming in. He still has a double damage rune. Can they do anything with this? They still don't have the Primal Roar, and now Pile Die coming in as well. The Fatal Bonds Miracle. He really wants this kill. Ohio needs to be careful. The Rocket Barrage. He still has the double damage rune, and Miracle gets a double. Can they get a triple? Ovid's going to be under the tower. GH also diving along with him. The Ice Shards will just narrowly miss. DJ's got a snowball to work with. Can he get there in time? The vision. They have it, but it's not going to be enough. That is insane. That's just quite the dive for Miracle.
That was shocking, honestly. I'm a little bit taken aback here. That was crazy. What a good play. Just abusing. Look at the Dire Courier. And you see look at all these blades of attack.
What is this?
This is terrifying.
They have like 3 or 4 phase boots.
They're about to be a very speedy team.
You know what this is?
Abuse,
it's the changes to the side shop. No phase boots in the side shop anymore.
Yeah, it's hilarious. There's all these phase boots flying out. But Miracle just abusing the Storm's not 6. So he starts running in. He's like, Storm cannot do anything. I'm going to kill anyone in my path. Ends up with an easy, free double kill. Suddenly, he's 7.5. Like, Miracle just got such a crazy boost. Yeah. He just dives so deep. Oh, it's crazy to think that, like, any level, like level 6 on the Beastmaster, Miracle would have died. If there was like any sort of stun on maybe the Bristleback or someone and he's able to TP and do something, Miracle just like finds his abuse. It's just so smart to see that play. It's so rare you'll see someone dive that far this early in the game.
I mean, it's before Primal Roar. The Beastmaster still was level 5 while that fight was happening. If he has that particular ability, things might have turned differently. They even rotated a lot of heroes for Fnatic. But Liquid were there to back him up. It felt like Miracle was on his own for the first minute or so, and then the rest of his team was diving in deep. It is nighttime, of course, or rather it was when he was getting that kill, which makes things a lot easier. But all of a sudden, there is a 4K lead, Trent, at 8.5 minutes into this game. That is significant. Jesus.
Yeah, we just have to wait for that. Again, level 7. So he is going to be built for it. We're talking about how there's been a lot more leveling of the axes lately. Ohio, not going to be the case this time. He will get the 4 points in the Call of the Wild. He'll be ready for the summoning. And there it is right now. So 40 seconds until that'll be prepped. And we'll see if he goes a-hunting with the Tusk. But there's already smoke happening down bottom.
Yeah.
Tusk and the Warlock. They're going to move through some vision here from Liquid. So this is going to help them. Liquid might not be ready.
Void comes in, and I don't think they're going to find this. They went a different direction. Envy just
they want him to come back.
Yeah. And Liquid are just out of here. They got a huge stack from Mind Control. He's not really concerned. He's 3rd in the net worth. This smoke might not accomplish that much for Fnatic. They want something. The Snowball's got to come in. DH trying to get away with his phase boost. This should be a kill, and it will be Envy taking him down. It is a support, but it is still a kill going the way of Fnatic.
Meanwhile, Miracle, though, just in the mid lane. Flat handling down waves, another one's coming through, and Envy actually is to make the TP to stop this, and that'll give some space over to Pile Die in the bottom lane, so the exact same thing they did last game, where Pile have a chance to get a 6 around the 10-minute mark.
This is insane. I mean, Matumba Man has so much farm. He's top the net worth. He's probably got his Midas already, or at least he's close to it. He actually just got an extra bounty rune with the Savage Roar from the Bear. That's pretty funny. Meanwhile, DG's going to go for a TP. They have last, so they will use it. Firefly will come out, and that will be a secure kill, although the Snowball will save him for a moment, but not much more than a moment. He will try to get it to the high ground, and Kuro is going to get this kill. Maybe it's going to be Mind Control that secures it, so another kill going for Liquid.
Yeah, it doesn't even waste his charges. But, yeah, Matumba Man, I thought they'd put more pressure on him, but they have left him completely alone. They haven't found a way to deal with him in the slightest. They kind of traded for their own Beastmaster, but
God. Envy
Ohio still hasn't done anything.
They Shadow Word him up. They have no Golem. He's level 5. They might actually turn this around. DH is going to be on the run. He's going to use his phase boots. He speeds on out of there. Almost a good turn coming in. Ohio's going to walk through looking for a target. Mind Control. He has a TP scroll. They need the Roar. They have the Hawk, and he's going to go for it. I think it's just gone. They have no Golem. And that is just everybody getting away, other than Kuro at least. So
yeah, he roared Kuro.
Fnatic, but that's it.
Gave him the kill there, but I mean that's your first kill with this Beastmaster, and you traded that for a Midas Lone Druid with 2,500 gold. Not a good trade.
I mean, and Miracle is still farming out of his mind too, at this point.
Yeah. But like Ohio needs a big impact kill. It can't be a Winter Wyvern. Like he needs to smoke mid and roar Miracle. He needs to find him doing ancient stacks or something. I can't see this being enough. The next roar is now 35 seconds away. And that means top will just get denied because Matama Man, he didn't go down. Miracle didn't go down. The pressure is not being relieved at all. And you've got a 5K lead at 11.5 minutes.
This is with a Beastmaster. They have level 4 Call of the Wild. They have Roar. And yes, you do have an Abed Storm Spirit, and he is, in fact, going Bloodstone, so maybe the late game is a bit better, but it's not like Envy's getting that much farm also. I mean, he's a little bit behind that of the Bat Router, which is, I guess, is okay.
And Liquid is the one. They've shrined up. They're smoking mid. Like, they're still going to keep this pressure going.
Dead, I think they have the Arch Spring coming in. He's going to get silenced up. The goal might be able to turn this around. Rocket Barrage, more than enough damage to Miracle, and now Pilot Eye is going to be next. And he will get dropped. A Splinter Blast and a double kill for Miracle, who is now dominating. Abed is in with the Ball Lightning. They're going to try to turn this around. Kuroki, he has the Cold Embrace. He will get dropped down by the Remnant. Now they might find more here. It's going to be a 2 for 2, but again, they lose Ohio for this. Abed does have an Arcane Rune. Maybe wanted to chase down Miracle, but again, Matama Man is now in. He's got the Bear with him. He does plenty of damage. Mind Control still has Lasta to work with. He's going to try to find it. Good Remnant away, rather Ball Landing away from Abed to get out of trouble. And that could have gone more disastrously, fasciously, although I think, yeah, I mean, it could have gone a lot worse, I think, for Fnatic, but it's still pretty bad.
Yeah, could have been, for sure. I mean, there was a very nice ward. It just died, but it was placed in here in the middle lane. That's what they smoked into wards. It let them get the instant initiation on top of Ohio. So I think it was like a 400 gold advantage for Fnatic overall, just because they're down so much. So not bad, but they're also missing the tier 1 mid. This is going to lower the safe area farming for Abed. It kind of takes away these 2 camps on the Radiant side for him as well. So he's going to have a couple issues. And speaking of towers falling, bottom is about to go down, and he's got Relic
Envy is in trouble. The call down is going to come in. There's the silence. The Shadow Work will keep him alive, but not for much longer. He's going to get dropped by the Firefly of Mind Control. Miracle will get the last auto attack. If they mega kill and Pile I Die will fall yet again. Mind Control now dominating.
You remember when they stole all their ancient stacks?
Yep.
That's going to happen again. Like, they've picked another hero that can abuse this, because like Envy teams have always been ancient stack abusers. It's been like a big part of him. And now Crow's gonna spot it. He's like, oh hey guys, look, it's an ancient stack. Oh look, we picked another hero that can farm ancients. Isn't that convenient?
His flat cannon's up. It's level 3. I mean, Matama Man's just pushing bottom too, so there's not much anything they can do. They can get this tier 1 tower top lane. They need to rotate. They cannot keep the ancient stack alive. I'm almost certain this is gonna get taken down by Liquid. But maybe they can.
Don't worry, Abed is farming the ancients on the dire side.
Yes, the Storm Spirit.
As he gets rooted. Don't worry, he stacked it for them too.
Oh, how nice of him.
That's very
He's going to get the Prowler Shaman at least. He actually takes so much damage though from the armor reduction coming out. GH is, by the way, Invis, and he has Crippling Fear, and it is nighttime. And Abed might be dead if he's not careful.
Oh, he's so low on mana.
Oh,
he's dead!
The Void. And the Crippling Fear will come out. Meanwhile, Miracle gets a kill in the lane. Roar comes in, but Abed's solo. Maybe they turn this. Ice Shard Snowball coming in. Abed trying to get some auto attack. Rocket Barrage coming in, but he can run. He's actually so low on mana. He needs a Wand Charge. He's got 2 Wand Charges in about a second here. Still going to get dropped, I think. Yes, a double kill for Miracle as he rotates in. Ohio's trying to man-fight Crow. That's not going to work out. He gets dropped as well. And all the meanwhile, Matama Man is just farming bottom.
Yeah, he has, I think the Radiance is done. I think the recipe's on the courier, yeah. He can just fly to himself. But Miracle needs his Maelstrom first, of course.
Pardon me, says Matama Man. Let me get that Maelstrom for you. I'll have the Radiance coming out.
Dude, if DJ gets this courier, that would be so god tier.
There's no way. I don't want to say there's no way. That's not true.
Oh, he just sent the bear home. I think he forgot to get it. I think he meant to get the Radiance recipe.
Unfortunate. DJ's going to run into GH here. GH doesn't see him, obviously. Courier's coming. Maybe you're right. Maybe I spoke way too soon. In fact, I'm sure I did. But I still think this is going to be tough. Instead, he's going to walk out. Courier won't spot him. Or rather, DJ will not spot the Courier, I don't believe.
That's definitely what he was hunting for. Doesn't feel like there's much else he'd be doing here.
No, he's not going to see it, so. All right, there's a 7K lead. I think it's pretty big. It feels like it could be bigger for Fnatic, but I don't know.
Look at this dire ward. It's in here so early on in the game. They see the Tusk, they see the Warlock. They have a smoke in the Warlock's inventory, and they have level 6. So they're just like, okay, hey, look, they're trying to make a play. So now you know there's probably a lot of dire Radiant heroes up in this area. If they're rotating up that way, and yep, there's the circle from GH.
And you
like,
know,
hey guys, I think they're all there.
They can't really get. I mean, Envy can't get up to the top lane, so they need to be careful if you're Fnatic too. He's just sitting and farming bottom. There's no tier 1 tower to TP into. Maybe the Shrine, but there is a ward that will scout out Mind Control and the rest of Liquid. Miracle and Kuroki walk up into it. The scan does hit, though. I mean, they know Abed is over here farming these camps, or at least somebody's here. They will smoke, of course. I don't think they've been
their
spotted.
smoke is going to be spotted or something if they end up smoking here. But so, like, the Radiant also know the Dire are moving through here, so...
They're going to... I mean, they're just... They're not going to do anything with the smoke. They realize that this has probably been thwarted for Fnatic. Maybe they rotate in the jungle this way. They see Kuroki, but they know the rest of them are top lane. When, like... And Kuroki's, by the way, D-warding here, so...
Liquid have just done so much to ruin this game for Fnatic. Like, stealing that Ancient stack is just so massive against the Bristleback.
Kuro will get off the Cold Embrace. The ball lighting in. Abed a little bit low on mana now. This is
missed.
dangerous.
He didn't get the ball damage.
Twilight Eye is going to get dropped. I don't even think he gets the golem off. He's going to get silenced. They should have enough damage. He won't be able to get it through. And that'll be 28 seconds for him on the sideline. Meanwhile, on the top lane, they're going to take down Ohio. I mean,
have you ever heard of the term disaster?
Envy's going to be next. There's the last looking at the Firefly, and this is going to be a disaster potentially. Maybe they can get mind control, but Envy's taking so much damage. The homing missile, the Firefly, he's burning to death. And it's a double kill from Matumba Man, and it just gets worse and worse for Fnatic as DJ is going to get destroyed. Ice Shards coming in will not be able to save him, and Fnatic are getting run over here in this second game.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Like, everything's going so well for them, honestly. I don't know how things could go any better. And things like, I don't know, you're balling from like your former mid-tier 1 to here. You don't even hit the ball. Kuro just lives and you kill the Warlock. They haven't used the golems yet. They haven't had a good roar into summons this whole game. Liquid are just so ahead of the movements.
Maybe they get the bear. Oh no, the Savage Roar. This bear is going to live. That's depressing. It's so close. Now, it's like everything that can go wrong will go wrong for Fnatic at this point, essentially. It just feels out of control.
Got a regen rune on Storm? Maybe we could find something. I'm trying here, guys.
Yeah,
I'm giving him a little bit of regen rune. Yeah,
I mean, he's gonna have Bloodstone here in a minute.
Don't have a bottom tier 1 gone yet.
Dude. All right, Bloodstone, regen rune. This is what Abed does to get back into the game. I don't know.
Yeah, it's very tough. Got some bongos on Envy. He gave up on his Radiant streams.
Actually, no, he is in his quick buy still, I think. I think he bought it, the drums, but he's still trying to get to that Radiance. He's hoping one day, soon, he will have enough money to buy a Radiance. Not looking likely, though. They will have a Shadow Blade for Beastmaster. I mean, every movement they've made for Fnatic has just been... It's been spotted, and it's been seen, and there's not anything they can do really about it. I mean, they just get split pushed down. This has been typical Liquid, taking control of the map, getting things done with GH and Kuro in the early game, getting mind control super farmed. They have everything they need pretty much to be able to start getting these tier 2 towers and perhaps Roshan as well, as they now have the side gunner available for the Gyrocopter. Liquid, with that, they will smoke up, they will try to find a target. So too will Fnatic, though. They will make their way over towards the Roche that they have. Ohio.
This is the recovery move I was just about to mention. Like, they have to go for a Roche. You get an Aegis on the Storm Spirit. This might be a way to win this game. It's terrifying against this Dire lineup, but Liquid don't see it coming.
I don't know. They're just going to get pushed in, though. The tier 3 tower, I mean, Matumba Man's already up to the high ground with the bear, and he's going to know there's nobody here. Liquid are smoked right behind him. They have to know that there are some people at the Roshan. I mean, they're going to try to get the Aegis, and they will, but they will lose this tier 3 tower potentially. I mean, Miracle is already starting to do some damage. They'll TP Envy back. They'll get the tier 3. It is Roche, I suppose, for Fnatic, but now they might lose this melee Rax as Envy is trying to do anything that he can. They'll pop the Rabbit, the Battle Cry. They will jump in, and they can't even get the bear before it takes down the Rax. The bull will come through. Remember, Matumba Man has another bear to work with anyway, so does it really matter? Probably not. They get the Silence on to Abed, who, by the way, is an Arcade Rune. They want GH. They might find him. He has Hunter in the Night. He can get to the low ground. Ohio jumps in. He's got the Roar. There's the Winter's Curse. They'll jump in with the Golem on top of it. Maybe they can get this kill. Mind Control. He'll get the lasso off in time, and Abed is going to be next to the Savage Roar. The Silence is up. That's the Aegis gone, and they haven't gotten anything for Fnatic. In fact, it's a double kill for Miracle. The side gunner coming in. It's the Rax and Liquid. They're about to just, I think, 2-0 this series rather quickly, and stylish fashion as well. Ugh.
Where? Oh, it just went down that fast, eh? Jeez.
Yep. You mean the Aegis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is rough. But very nice play from Liquid. They made that rotation through the middle. Like, you saw there was a line drawn where they wanted to cut mid, and when they didn't find anyone, and you saw how far Matumba had pushed the wave at that point because the Radiance is Take Abed's fine. Man, is he gonna deny himself? He's gonna deny himself.
I think he's dead. I'm pretty. The silence is just rough. That silence is brutal, man. That was just like a Night Stalker on his own, pretty much, just taking down Abed. He's back up in 5. I mean, he has Bloodstone, which is great, but they've taken another tier 3 tower in the mid lane. They've got a full set of Rex bottom. There's a Radiance Assault Kuraz bear named El Doge, which was some man's bear's name. Classic.
But yeah, back to that, like that whole rotation, because they check through here, because there were heroes in the mid from Fnatic. So they go through, they don't find anyone. Matamayan pushes a tier 3, and they just go, okay, maybe they are in Roche, but who cares? Like, we'll just take their full set of Rex. Absolutely brutal.
Abed
is back in.
No mana. He has no mana. He's going to get lassoed. Good snowball, but he's still in trouble. Another silence, and that is another death for Abed. Dead for 26. At this point, he's just trying to find whatever he can. Good Winter's Curse, and Envy is just beating on DJ. Find himself a kill, and then here comes the AC. Jumped up. They're going to try to find this kill. They have the Roar. Miracle in trouble, but he gets earned and cold embraced, and he's still alive somehow. It's a double kill, a dominating spree from Matamayan. They might find even more. I mean, at this point, they're just running in. They're dying back. It's a triple kill from Matamayan, and there's not much left in the tank here if you are Fnatic. They're trying their damnedest, but they continue to lose fights, and it is now a 24k net with lead for Liquid.
Abed just makes a big zip, but can't find anyone teeping out in the trees or anything. So that's a 10, 0, and 8 Gyrocopter, a 5, 0, and 7 Lone Druid, and both of them over 15k net worth as they split the gold on the Dire side, and they're both doubling up Abed.
So, Ren, I suppose the question to ask now is where did this all go wrong for Fnatic at this point?
Pretty much everything.
Yeah.
No rotations from the Beastmaster, no ultis from the Warlock in the early game.
They lost their Ancients as they were stolen away. They lost their towers so early they couldn't defend their Ancients. I wouldn't even say it was so... Well, yeah, actually, you know what? There were a lot of mistakes from Fnatic. I think they couldn't capitalize on anything. They didn't make those early game maneuvers, and obviously Liquid are just... They had so much early game vision. Like, this Night Stalker's just running around inside because he's so tanky, and he's just placing down these wards. Like, when they killed Envy at the Ancients that they're at now earlier, they had a ward down. And then they just rotate through, they find the other Ancients. They destroyed the towers so early on that they didn't really give them a chance to have that bounce back with the Bristleback, and Envy just felt like nothing this game.
Dude, the vision advantage, like you were just talking about, has been absurdly good for Liquid in terms of what they've been able to accomplish because of it. Literally all the moves Liquid have made in the first like 20 minutes of this game were mostly due to great vision coming out from GH and the rest of Liquid, getting some excellent sentries down, getting some excellent observer wards down like you talked about. And Fnatic, this time they might not get spotted. They will run in, they have a smoke of deceit, but it feels like Liquid are ready. Mind Control will see this first. There's the Roar. Kuroki in trouble, forced away in trouble. Abed, they've got the golem drop down. That's one dead hero. Maybe they can at least get more out of this. But to the man, I sharded up, but Envy really doesn't have enough damage. They need way more. They have no more Roar to work with. There's the wall response. They have the Frozen Sigil, and Miracle is in. The side gunner, the Rocket Barrage, he immediately gets a double kill. He gets a triple. He's going to get an ultra kill, and that is it. Good game is called. Liquid will move on. A 2-0 victory. Absolutely dominant performance here for Team Liquid.
Yeah. Total destruction. Just completely outplayed. I would say maybe outdrafted a bit too. Just didn't look like Fnatic could really get their stride. And like their gameplay just never came together. You know, you can't even say outdrafted because they didn't get to play their draft, honestly.
Yeah.
They didn't do a level 6, like there was no level 7 gank from the Beastmaster. There was no early Warlock ulti. I really feel like it's that simple. Like they